Hello Virgo, my name is Keith Haswell and I'm a professional astrologer with over 40 years experience in the business now and 30,000 clients worldwide, tens of thousands of students worldwide, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to this video on your cycles for September and October 2014. Now what I'm going to do for you here, first of all, Virgo, is tell you a few things about yourself. That's always very interesting. My videos are getting a great deal of interest these days. My videos, I've done 133 videos so far just in the last 12 months. And they've had over 250,000 viewings now, so I'm very happy with that. But I'll touch on them a little bit later on. Just a little bit about yourself, Virgo. It's always a lot of fun. Virgo, you are very, very special and you are to be congratulated. Not because you're a Virgo, but because you are interested in astrology. That puts you on the crest of the wave of evolution, because this is the new dispensation that's coming down into the mind of man, is the truth about astrology, meditation and reincarnation. Nothing can hold back truth. And the fact that you are interested in astrology and watching this video means that you are on the crest of the wave of evolution, and it's nice to be able to talk with you. Now Virgo, you are very analytical, very practical, very down to earth, very analytical, fussy in particular about diet and hygiene, and a very service-oriented person. You do really need to be of service to people through your work and through your personal life and so forth as well. Now you're always trying to find balance and harmony within yourself with the budget. You're always trying to find balance and harmony to do with money. It's a matter of, do I spend, and what do I do with this money that's just come in? And you're always trying to weigh up the balances of spend and save and budget and have a good time. All these things are a sense of balance that you try to keep within yourself, a sense of harmony and equilibrium as far as your money is concerned. Now you're very, very mysterious, Virgo. You've got a lot of depth within yourself mentally. You're very deep and introspective. You spend a lot of time thinking and reflecting upon aspects of your nature that you're working on to develop. You're attracted towards the water. You love walking around near the water or driving around near the water. There's some degree of secrecy surrounding your relatives, and perhaps even neighbours come into this level of secrecy, whereby there's something there that you're keeping to yourself that you don't openly discuss with other people, that are secrets of the family or secrets of your relatives or secrets of your neighbours. It could be to do with the sexual side of life. It could be to do with addictive patterns of behaviour that they have that you don't like to discuss with others. It could be to do with taxation matters. So there could be a little bit of money being earned without paying tax on it, or something like that at some time along the way. Now you will experience the death of a relative of yours pretty early in the piece, whether it's a grandfather or whether it's a parent or whether it's a sibling or whatever. You will experience death of somebody close to you early in your life, probably before the age of 10. Now you have a parent who was born overseas or distantly from the place of your birth. You have a nice view of trees from home. You like an outlook from the home, and you have a nice view of trees, or you have a nice outlook across an expansive view from home. You've got deep books around the place, perhaps encyclopedias and so forth. And you could even live overseas at some time in your life. Now you seem to have a lot of frustrations and difficulties in the expression of your affection, Virgo. So there's difficulties for you early in life in intimacy and closeness and tenderness in relationships and romance. Things just don't seem to go as smoothly as what you would like to. You have dates lined up and then they cancel, and there's all sorts of things like that that happen in regard to relationships. And also anything to do with children too. There can be delays with regard to bringing children into the world if you're a female. And there can be obstructions, obstructed births and things like that. There can be miscarriages and things like that with Virgos. And there can be plans for social involvements quite often where the plans have to be delayed, or they're late, or people turn up late, or things like that. That's something that you become accustomed to, Virgo. Now, you work with electricity or computers or electronics or aviation or transportation at some time in your life. You have a job where you're perhaps in the inventive and creative side of things. And there can be quite a lot of social involvements, club activities, group social functions and everything that spring from the job. You have unusual domestic pets, if you have any domestic pets. They can be unusual things like snakes or spiders or mice or something that's out of the ordinary or unusual. Now, your partner, you get involved in a relationship with your partner or your spouse, and early in the piece there's some degree of secrecy surrounding the relationship. And they can have problems, a lot of problems emotionally and mentally, that you try to help them with and guide them through. So there's an attraction towards those who are having troubles in their life and problems in their life, and you like to sort of tend to their needs and their cares as far as being a sympathetic ear to listen to. So there can be a lot of secret worries. You can have a partner or a spouse who has problems with drugs or alcohol or other mental health issues. So that'll do a little bit about yourself anyway, and a little bit about the type of conditions and circumstances that you will meet in life, Virgo. Now what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to look at the faster moving bodies, the Sun, Mercury, Venus and Mars, in this 2-month period from the 1st of September through to the end of October for you. And I'll start it off on a timeline. So in other words, I'll tell you on the 1st of the month, 1st of September, where these planets are and what sort of impact that those planets are having and what house that they're sitting in. And that influence will remain there until there's a change of that planet moving into a different house of your horoscope, and therefore bringing about a different set of circumstances. So it's on a timeline on a week-by-week basis over the 2-monthly period for you. So you just sit back and relax now, Virgo, and enjoy the journey with me. Now, on the 1st of September, the Sun is in the first house of your horoscope, and so is Mercury. Now, with the Sun and Mercury in the first house of your horoscope, you're feeling a lot more confident and a lot more powerful at the start of the month. You're able to commence and start projects and ideas, and you're able to communicate and put your point across about your plans and your ideas and your personal self-initiated efforts quite well. Now, Venus is in the 12th house of your horoscope to start the month off with, so that means that there's potential there for secret worries about money matters when Venus is in the 12th house, or there could be secret worries to do with love and romance. If you're in the market for a romance or a love affair, Virgo, there can be some secret worries connected with that love. There could even be involvement in a secret romantic attachment with Venus in the 12th house of your horoscope, and there can be worries about financial matters. Now, Mars is in the 3rd house of your horoscope from the 1st of September, and with Mars in the 3rd house of your horoscope, you can have accidents on the road. There can be stresses and tensions in communication with relatives and neighbours. There can be a little bit of lung and bronchial trouble through fevers and colds and things like that with Mars in the third house. Be careful whilst you're driving, because there's potential for stresses and tensions in getting from A to B. The first change that we have, Virgo, is on the 3rd of September, when Mercury moves into the second house of your horoscope. Now, when Mercury is in the second house of your horoscope, it means that there's a lot more communication about things that you want to buy or things that you want to sell, material things, possessions, security matters and matters relating to security, finances and so forth come to the fore in terms of communication. On the 6th of September, Virgo, Venus moves into the first house of your horoscope, and if you're in the market for a romance, then that's a good time to expect that over the next 2 or 3 weeks that there could be a romance developing. It's a very good time for you socially. You'll be more outgoing in your affections with Venus in the first house of your horoscope, and it's a good time to commence and start projects and ideas. But you certainly will notice that you'll be more relaxed, more interested in music, more looking for harmony and social activities, and you'll be more affectionate with those that you care for. On the 14th of September, Virgo, Mars moves into the 4th house of your horoscope, and when Mars is in the 4th house of your horoscope, Virgo, there's potential for accidents around the home, tensions and conflicts involving parents. There can be fire in the home, danger through boiling water and things like that connected with the home, and there's potential for conflicts with those who cohabitate with you in the home. Now, you can be rather dominant and assertive in the home environment with the family during this time, so just try and relax a lot more. Now, on the 24th of September, Virgo, the Sun moves into the second house of your horoscope, and that commences a 30-day period of focus upon financial matters. Do you buy? Do you spend? Do you save? Financial decisions and matters relating to your sense of security will come to the fore, Virgo, during this 30 days. Mercury moves into the 3rd house of your horoscope on the 28th of September, Virgo. And with Mercury in the 3rd house, you'll be a lot more communicative with relatives and neighbours. There can be entry into contracts or agreements, a lot of communication connected with the motor vehicle, and there can be a lot of extra communication with people there in your home environment and your neighbourhood and so forth. On the 30th of September, Virgo, Venus moves into the 2nd house of your horoscope, and that's a very lucky period for you over the next 2 or 3 weeks to do with money. There's plenty of money coming in, but you'll also want to be spending, and you'll also want to be having rich food and things like that, so be careful not to put on the pounds. But there's very good fortune for you to do with financial matters, and you're probably wanting to buy yourself a new outfit and so forth. On the 5th of October, Virgo, Mercury goes retrograde. Now, the planets don't actually go into a backward motion, but what it means is that the Earth is moving a little bit faster than what Mercury is, and it gives the appearance of Mercury going in a backwards location, according to the background space, and that's called retrograde. Now, Mercury remains retrograde from the 5th of October, Virgo, till the 26th of October. Now, during this particular time, Virgo, Mercury has impact negatively upon 2 other areas of your life. It has impact upon your personal self-initiated efforts, so things won't go so well as what you plan. You'll be planning to do this and planning to commence and start this project or that project, and it'll just be obstructed and delayed and put off, and interference and things crop up unexpectedly that interfere with the project getting off the ground. And also to do with the career side of things or anything to do with business. So there'll be problems in communications with parents, difficulties in dealings with government departments, and problems and difficulties in anything to do with career or business. So things just don't go as smoothly as what you want them to when Mercury is in a retrograde motion for you. Now then, on the 24th of October, Virgo, the Sun moves into the 3rd house of your horoscope and commences a 30-day period of more social activities revolving around relatives and neighbours, and enter into an important contract or agreement, and enjoyment through driving in the car during that time. Now, Venus also moves into the third house of the horoscope on the same date, 24th of October. And when Venus is in the third house of your horoscope, there's a lot more social involvements with relatives and neighbours. You'll be communicating in a more loving way, and you'll have a real love for music, especially whilst you're driving. And then the last one that we come to is on the 27th of October. Mars moves into the fifth house of your horoscope. Now, if you're in the market for a relationship at that time, Virgo, you can be rather impulsive in love. You can jump into a hasty relationship and get your fingers burnt, or you'll have a higher sex drive during that next 2 or 3 weeks. There will be stresses and tensions that can focus through children with Mars in the fifth house of your horoscope. And there can be arguments and conflicts whilst out on social functions. So just try and cool things down and don't allow to precipitate an argument whilst you're out on social functions. You can end up with poison from food and stuff like that. So all sorts of things can create tension for you to do with the social side of your life when Mars is in the fifth house of your horoscope. It's not a good time for gambling, and there can be accidents involving children or stresses and tension through children. Now what I'm going to do for you, Virgo, is I'm going to look at Jupiter and Saturn. Now Jupiter takes 12 months, Virgo, to transit through a particular house of your horoscope. Now Jupiter is in the 12th house of your horoscope from the 1st of September to the end of October, and with Jupiter in the 12th house of your horoscope, you're going to have a strong urge to develop understanding about the deeper aspects of life and the mystical and spiritual side of life. That's one aspect of the way that Jupiter will work in your horoscope, but also Jupiter moves 10 degrees in the zodiac in that 2-month period. And that's between the 10 degrees Leo and 20 degrees Leo. Now what happens, Virgo, is that if you've got any planets in that division between 10 degrees Leo and 20 degrees Leo, it means that Jupiter is forming a conjunction with those planets sometime in that 2-month period. And you're going to want to know about that, because that means that you've got terrific opportunities to take advantage of astrology during that particular time. Any conjunctions that are formed are very favourable, but through other houses of your horoscope than the one that it's sitting in. And what I do for you is, by you submitting your birth details through my website, www.mysteryofsirius.com, I send you your horoscope chart free of charge, and I also tell you whether you've got any planets in that particular area, and I tell you also, Virgo, what particular set of circumstances or conditions or benefits that you'll derive from those conjunctions in that 2-month period. And that's all done for you free of charge. Now Saturn is sitting in your 3rd house of your horoscope, Virgo, and with Saturn sitting in the 3rd house of your horoscope, and it has been there for the last 12 months and it will be there for the next 18 months, that's how slowly Saturn moves. But with Saturn in the 3rd house of your horoscope during the months of 1st of September to the end of October, what that means, Virgo, is that you can get depressed. You can have sickness involving or death of a relative or a neighbour. There can be health problems for a relative or a neighbour. There can be frustrations for you to do with getting from A to B and matters relating to transportation and motor vehicles. So you've already noticed that sort of influence there in the last 12 months, and will do for the next 18 months. But Saturn also moves 5 degrees in that area of your horoscope in that 2-month period from the 1st of September, Virgo, to the end of October. It moves from 18 degrees Scorpio to 23 degrees Scorpio. Now, if you've got any planets in that particular location, then that means that Saturn is forming a conjunction with those planets sometime in that 2-month period. And you're going to want to know about that, because that brings a lot of frustrations and difficulties into your life through that conjunction. And if there is a conjunction there, it's going to impact upon other areas of your horoscope than just the 3rd house of your horoscope. And what I do for you, once you've submitted your birth details, is I tell you whether you've got any planets in that 5-degree segment of your horoscope, and whether there's any conjunctions, and what those conjunctions will mean, and what areas of your life that will be impacted by those conjunctions, because you can avert a crisis in your life by being forewarned. And that's what astrology is all about, Virgo. Astrology is about having a roadmap in your life, so that you can avert crises and take advantage of opportunities as they present themselves in your life. Well, that's about all that I've got to say to you, Virgo, about these cycles and about the movements of these planets in this 2-month period. Where do you go from here? Well, look, what I want to do for you, Virgo, is I want to try and help you to develop spiritual perception. What does that mean, you say to yourself? Well, by spiritual perception, I mean to be able to perceive life from a spiritual perspective, to be able to perceive all of life and the events and conditions of your life from a spiritual point of view. Now, I ask you this question. If there is any truth whatsoever in the description that I've given you of your personality here today, and the conditions and circumstances that you're experiencing in this time and on a lifetime basis, then it's incumbent upon you to research and investigate things more deeply. Because science says, with all its dogmatic authority, that planets are only blobs of matter in space and can have no impact whatsoever upon your personality or the conditions and events in your life. And yet, if I have told you things there that ring true, then it means that science is wrong. And so it's incumbent upon you, Virgo, to want to delve into that and find out, hey, something's going on here. And I need to know about this, because I'm living here in this reality, and if this is a spiritual reality, and this is a giant spiritual classroom where I'm offered opportunity for growth and development through the events and conditions of my life, and better still, if I'm in fact actually creating all of these events in my life, that they're not just happening by random chance, as science says, then I need to know about that. And I put this to you, I posit the suggestion that how can you possibly see life from any other perspective, Virgo, than a spiritual perspective? The whole world is a giant spiritual classroom. And I say this to science. They say that everything has just occurred as a result of an explosion out there in space, and that we've evolved from an amoeba in the ocean through the plant kingdom and the animal kingdom and into the human kingdom to get where we are today as mammals, and we only have the one life and so forth. Well, I say to them, what is the evolutionary purpose or benefits of everybody having individual fingerprints? What's the evolutionary purpose for that? And what's the evolutionary purpose of everybody having an individual iris, where you can be identified by your iris, that makes you a unique individual? What I'm saying to you is that their suggestion that the human body just occurred as a result of a fortuitous set of circumstances under the law of evolution, from an explosion in the universe that saw everything falling into place perfectly to create you, that is the same as saying that a Boeing 747, with all of its intricacy electronically and so forth, all just fell into place as a result of an explosion in an engineering factory. So what I'm saying to you, Virgo, is that you are living in a spiritual reality, and that God and Goddess love you and they know your name. And I want to help you to understand more about the nature of reality and your place in that reality. So what I'm prepared to do for you when you submit your birth details through the Your Horoscope page of my website, I'm prepared to send you your horoscope chart together with the links to 133 of my videos. They're the videos that have been done in the last 12 months or so, and those videos now have had more than 250,000 viewings on YouTube. So some of them have had 10,000 viewings or more, and so therefore I'm happy to give you the link to all of those videos free of charge together with your horoscope chart. But not only that, I'll also give you 12 CDs out of my first book, What Really Matters, book on astrology, meditation and reincarnation. And in that, Virgo, in those CDs, with my voice, with beautiful backing music, I take you in and out of meditation time and time again to help you to understand more about astrology, meditation and reincarnation. And that's all sent to you with your horoscope number 1 free of charge. Now, if you want something deeper, because you are deeper than just your sun sign and your rising sign, Virgo, you are made up of not just the sun, but you are made up of the moon. The moon rules your emotions, Mercury rules your mind, Venus rules your love nature, Mars rules your energy levels, Jupiter rules your higher mind, Saturn your practicality and organisational ability, Uranus rules your intuition, Neptune rules your spirituality, and Pluto rules your capacity to integrate it all and to introspect and reflect and bring change within yourself. And I posit the idea to you that there won't be another person born with the same planetary locations in their horoscope as what you've got, Virgo, for another 25,000 years. So you are quite a unique individual. And what I do is I tell you on horoscope number 2, which is a 20-page printout that's sent to you by email, a beautiful 20-page printout that you'll treasure for the rest of your life, for only $10. I tell you where all of your planets are, which signs that they're sitting in, which houses that they're sitting in, and what relationships that each of those planets form with other planets in your horoscope. And therefore that reveals to you, Virgo, how well advanced you are on the path of evolution. Don't you want to know that? Don't you want to know about something, what you've developed from past lives? You've lived hundreds of lifetimes in the last 90,000 years alone. Hundreds of lifetimes to get where you are today. Don't you want to know what test that you've set for yourself in this particular lifetime, Virgo? So that's what I do for you in the horoscope number 2. Beautiful 20-page printout sent to you to help you to understand more about yourself, what tests that you've set for yourself in this lifetime, and what qualities, principles and values that you're in the process of developing in this particular incarnation. So that helps you to understand that. And then if you want to go deeper into things, I've got a second book called Coming Home, An Eternal Journey, with another 24 CDs, all with my voice, beautiful backing music that goes deeper into things such as quantum physics and the holographic nature of reality and cosmic science and so forth to help you. And I want to help you to develop that spiritual perception by an expansion of consciousness, Virgo. That's what the nature of reality is all about. That's what life is all about. Life is all about consciousness expansion. So that's what I'm prepared to do for you by you submitting your birth details. Start off with the free horoscope number 1, and then if you're happy with what I do for you there and you look at some of my videos and you like what you see there, well then you go in for horoscope number 2, and then perhaps horoscope number 3, which is my voice doing your horoscope personally and integrating all the factors of your horoscope in horoscope number 3 for you at the going price. And help you to become more of the giant that you truly are. God and Goddess love you, and they know your name, Virgo, and they want you to become all that you can be and more. We are all the slowpokes. We are all the laggards. We're here in this dimension of reality because we're stubborn. We want to hang on to all of our addictive patterns of behaviour, Virgo. And we refuse to grow as rapidly as what we can do. And so therefore we're all stuck here in this particular dimension of reality. But there's more higher dimensions of reality beyond the human level altogether. Don't you want to know about them and how they function and how they can help you to become more of who you really are? Anyway, it's nice to have this opportunity to be able to talk with you. I could go on here forever about all of this. I love God and Goddess, and I'm very, very happy with the knowledge that I've gained in my lifetime, and I want to help you to understand more and expand that consciousness of yours and speed up your progress so that you can actually create all of the events of your life consciously through conscious choice rather than subconsciously as you've been doing through your raw materials, through your attitudes, your beliefs, your thoughts, your feelings and your decisions and your choices. Everybody's got the same raw materials and everybody's got the same 3 tools, Virgo: desire, imagination and expectancy. What do you desire to happen? What do you expect to happen? And what do you imagine is going to happen? That's what happens. And you can change your perceptions because you can change your raw materials. You can change your attitudes. You can change your beliefs through an intake of knowledge. So it's nice to have this opportunity to talk with you, and I look forward to working further with you, Virgo, should you decide to take the next step. Thank you.